Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're going to talk about async wait in JavaScript. So the async and wait are basically used to handle asynchronous operations in a more synchronous like manner, and by coding this way making our code much more easier to read and write. Now previously we handled the asynchronous operation by using .then. So we create .then chain like structure where one after another we use the .then, and this way we make sure that first of all this one will execute and then the next then, and after that the third one, and this way it will continue to execute one after another. So we can perform this kind of asynchronous operation in a more synchronous like code. So suppose we have one function getData, and that function basically calls the fetch method to fetch some data from the API. Now first of all, to perform some asynchronous operation we have to make that function as one asynchronous function. So we have to use the async keyword in front of the function definition. Now here we are calling the fetch. Now because the fetch will take some time to complete, so for this we have to use the await. So we are basically saying to wait for the fetch to complete, and after that we can console log the data that we have received from this API. So here this await is very important, because if we do not wait for the fetch to complete and if we continue to execute the next line, then the data will have the value as undefined. So we will not get the required output. So for this we must wait in this line for the fetch to complete, and after that we can go on to the next line and our data will have the proper output. So like an example, here we have one function called getData which returns one promise and it resolves with the message. So because the function is returning one promise, so we must make the function as a asynchronous function. So for this we're going to use the async keyword. Now suppose we have another function showData. So this function basically calls this asynchronous function to get this message. So because this is one asynchronous operation, so we have to make the function async also, and now we're gonna call this function. So we're gonna write let data and then we're gonna call the getData method, and now because this will return one promise, so we have to use the await keyword to wait for the asynchronous operation to complete, and after that we can console log the data. So you can see we have the output. So here you can see we are not using the .then chain. So here we are just writing our code in a synchronous manner, which is much more easier to read and write. So hope you understand the concept. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.